In Excel, pie charts are best used when you're comparing a small amount of data as part of 100% of something. And in this case, we're looking at 4 bits of data for our homework 1. Let's make our pie chart. I've clicked on the Insert tab. I'm going to highlight the data I want to include in my pie chart. I'm going to go to Recommended Charts, and there we see a pie chart's been recommended alongside other charts. So I'm going to click on the pie chart, and it'll reveal itself in a window right by our data, and here it is. Let's expand its size so we can see more clearly. So drag the handles in the corner, and you'll see that we have a legend at the bottom explaining the data and what each section stands for. Go to Add Chart Element. You see we've got a title above the chart. Let's add some data labels in the center, and this gives us totals for each segment. We'll go back up to Chart Element, and we'll take a look at our legend, and you can see there are a number of options we can take. At the moment, ours is at the bottom. Let's change the chart title to reflect the nature of the data. So I'm going to click on Chart Title and highlight lettering, and I'm going to put a different heading. In this case, it's going to be homework scores between different ranges. At the moment, I think it's difficult to see how much each section is worth. So I'll click on them, go to Home, and I'm going to change the size of each of the numbers. And I think I'll make it 18, and you can see it makes it much bigger. Have a look again, I'll make it a little bit bigger, I'll go to 20, and you can see it much more clearly. I could change the colour of the font, but I'm going to fill the background. I'm going to fill it yellow, and now we can clearly see each number. I think I need to change the position of each number, so I'll reduce them to 16, so that will enable me to drag them down to the edge of each of the sections. So I can do that by clicking and dragging each one. I'll now increase the size of the legend by clicking on to select it, and I'll increase the size of the legend to 16 as well. And here we see a clear legend at the bottom of the pie chart. The chart title now needs changing as well, so I've changed that to 16 and I've made it bold. And here we have the makings of a reasonably good pie chart. However, I still don't like the way that the data labels appear on the pie chart. So let's look at changing that. Just a quick tip. If I select the chart, it'll highlight the range of data that it considers. So if I select each of the data labels by clicking one of them and deleting them manually, I can now go up to our Design tab and go to Add Chart Element. We can take a look at our different options. So if we reselect Center, the values will appear in the center of each segment. Go back to Data Labels, and let's look at other options. Inside End takes the number to the outside of the segments, and we'll go to Outside End, which takes the numbers outside of the segments, and you can see more clearly what the values are. Another option might be Best Fit, which really takes it to Inside End. And I'll go back and look at our last option, which is a data callout, and you can see this quite clearly shows us the values for each segment. Now the question is, do we need the legend? And I would say I don't think we do, because that information is contained within each callout. I'll remove the data legend manually, so I'll click onto it and I'll delete it. I now have my information clearly defined upon the pie chart with a clear header. However, I think perhaps I need to make this bolder and slightly larger, maybe 12 points, for it to be viewed more easily. I just want to change a few more things. So I'll make it bigger so I can see, and this particular element, I can't see any semblance of a call out. So I'm going to move it slightly to the left, and you'll see like an orange handle. I drag that, that's the call out part. I want to make this more consistent now, so I'm going to drag each call out within the confines of a segment, and the data will become more easy to read and to use.
Brought to you by Evolution.